There is simply nowhere else for civilians to go, said a rare joint statement published by Australia, Canada and New Zealand's prime ministers on Thursday. This as Israel prepares a ground offensive in the southern city of Rafah, Gaza, whose population has increased fivefold as Palestinians from across the Strip have fled there in hopes of finding safety.
I wish to restate the Australian government's grave concerns about an impending major Israeli ground offensive in Rafah. This would bring further devastation to more than 1 million civilians seeking shelter in Rafah, many there by Israel's direction. Australia believes this would be unjustifiable.
Wednesday saw Ireland's Taoiseach Leo Varadkar and Spanish Premier Pedro Sanchez pen a letter to Ursula von der Leyen for an urgent EU review of potential human rights violations committed by the Israeli campaign in Gaza.
The letter states that the expanded Israeli military operation in Rafah possesses a grave and imminent threat that the international community must confront urgently.
And on a visit to Jerusalem on Tuesday, German diplomacy chief Annalena Baerbock made an emotive plea to the Israeli government, evoking Israeli evacuation orders that encouraged civilians to seek refuge in Rafah and the plight of those who left their homes, carrying their children with nothing but the clothes on their back.
If the Israeli army were to launch an offensive on Rafah under these conditions, it would be a humanitarian catastrophe in the making.
This after talks with Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Lapid, who believe the senior Hamas operatives behind the 7th of October attacks are hiding out in the Rafah area. The Prime Minister maintained on Wednesday that Israel would fight until what he called complete victory.